Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and we're playing GRIXIS Rogue Tribal. So blue, red, and black, and Thieves Guild Enforcer comes into this deck. Super spicy, awesome card here. So 1 mana, 1/1 flash. Whenever it enters the battlefield or another rogue enters the battlefield under control, each opponent mills 2 cards, and so we get to mill the cards over, hopefully disrupt them a little bit, that kind of stuff. As long as your opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, Thieves Guild Enforcer gets +2/+1 and has Death Touch. And so a couple cool things we can do with this. First off, it's a 1/1 that can be a 3/2. That's really powerful. You can flash it in. It has Death Touch, so we can remove stuff in the late game. It's a really powerful card to have in here, and it also works with having a lot of rogues. So we have a lot of rogue tribal kind of stuff in this. So we have other rogues that have similar type effects. Robber the Rich is a card that sees play quite a bit, and sorry, this deck does have a lot of mythics and stuff in it, but it's a really fun deck if you can play it. Anyway, 2 mana, 2/2 reach haste. Whenever Robber the Rich attacks, if defending player has more cards in your hand than you, exile the top card of the library. During any turn you attacked with a rogue, not with Robber the Rich, but with a rogue, you may cast that card and spend mana as though it was mana of any color. So this is something you see with Robber the Rich. It's really good in the early game because it's a 2/2 with haste, so you get to swing in. It does really cool stuff, but then you kind of have some issues with it later on where it doesn't quite do everything else you're wanting it to. It doesn't, you know, like you have to then find another Robber the Rich to go off with it. Well, with this deck, as long as we found that card in the early game, we don't have the mana to spend it. Let's say it was like a Liliana. I've cast Lilianas with Robber the Rich before, 6 mana Lilianas. Well, we don't have to find just Robber the Rich. We can find any of our rogues, you know, cast for 1 mana, swing in, play a Liliana because we hit it earlier on in the game. And so there's some really cool stuff that we can do with Robber the Rich as well. So that is part of the reason that we're playing a rogue tribal. We also just have a lot of really good rogues, things like Brazen Borrower, things like Ghostly Pilfer, which came in with M21 as well, and also Wrinkle. So those are our rogues with this deck: Thieves Guild Enforcer, 10th Street Dodger, Robber the Rich, Ghostly Pilferer, Brazen Borrower, and Wrinkle, which gives us plenty of rogues to be utilizing for the game plan here. We're also just kind of playing steal your stuff type deck, and so I wanted to add in 2 copies of Thief of Sanity just because I love the card. It's really fun to steal people's stuff and play it and everything. So, you know, it's fun. And it fills the graveyard for us, which lets us play things like Drown in the Lock or whatever. So anyway, that is the plan of the deck. All the filler cards in here, we wanted to make sure that we had a few things that kind of worked with it. We were going to, typically with Robber the Rich, what you're wanting to do is hopefully be able to swing in aggressively with it. We want to be able to hold up removal, swing in, steal cards off of their deck, play pretty quick in the early game to make sure that we can get some stuff off the top of their deck. We're going to be milling them as we go along as well. So we have a couple different game plans. If we get like 3 or 4 Thieves Guild Enforcers, then we just try to find as many rogues as possible, and we can honestly mill them out pretty quick. That's like every time we play a rogue, we're milling them 6 or 8. You know, it's a little bit hard to do that, but we can go beat down, but we can also just mill them out. Then we also wanted to make sure that we have the Robber the Rich, get an early game, and then wanted to be holding up like 2 manas to be able to cast whatever they played, or just be able to do whatever else we have with this. So we have just a lot of early game interaction with Quench, Eliminate, Lava Coil, and 2 copies of Drown in the Lock. We're milling the graveyard, so it helps a lot. Being able to counter stuff is really nice. This just hoses the cycling deck, which we still run into every once in a while, so pretty powerful stuff there. Then we also have the Icon of Ancestry, which is just, you know, I like to play it in any time that we're playing a tribal deck. It does let us draw into more rogues, which is pretty nice. And then we have Royal Scions, which gives our stuff Trample and First Strike, which lets us actually swing in with Robber the Rich more consistently. Let's just go kind of on the aggro plan. Teferi also in here just because it's a good card. I wanted to throw in more M21 stuff and I guess more mythics. Man, we have a lot of mythics in this deck. I'm sorry guys, this is not a cheap deck, but we did a lot of budget stuff earlier, so I guess now is the time to not do that. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the gameplay, see how this one does for us. This one definitely needs more tweaks. I've not actually tested it out just yet, but I'm liking how this one looks, and we may make some tweaks along the way and see how it does. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. All right, so this looks pretty sweet. We have all untapped lands, all the colors. We have Robber the Rich on turn 2, Flash in Thieves Guild. This is looking like crazy sweet. Yeah, we'll definitely keep this. We can even shock in the Water Grave to make it look like we're holding up Mystical Dispute. Mystical Dispute, that's a card we could bring in pretty well. That actually would probably be pretty good in this deck. Maybe better than the Quench. I don't know, Quench is maybe a bit more consistent in the early game, which helps with the tempo. All right, so keep this. Yeah, this is like the opening hand. Well, that's rude. That's a really good opening hand for themselves. Yeah, mono red on the... Honestly, it's so hard to beat mono red anytime that you're on the draw versus the play, no matter what. It's really difficult. This is one of the biggest issues with best of one, is that it makes way for decks like this consistently. Shocking this in, they're like, oh wait, I'm not sure if I want to do anything here. Yeah, it's fine. We'll let it happen. That's cool. All right, go Thieves Guild Enforcer. Rob the Rich becomes a little bit worse with this. So we actually, so this is what we do actually. We get to mill them a ton. So pass the turn, see how aggressively they attack in. We can have, oh, this is like the perfect hand. Oh my gosh, this is busted. I really, really like this a lot. This becomes really big. So yeah, we're gonna have three 3/2s on turn 2, flashing them in with Death Touch. So each one of these that we play, so that one's gonna mill for this one as ETBs. This one's gonna mill as well. So another Fervent Champion. That's annoying actually, because we can't block those as well. Maybe we could just eliminate here on this turn. They're already gonna get the trigger. All right, yeah, so no interaction here. Never mind, we blocked that. All right, so Thieves Guild Enforcer. These guys have first strike and 2 power, so these still go to 3/2s. We're not quite able to kill it as well, but this is fine. So mill 4 cards. They shock. In response, we play another one. All of them will still trigger the same way, so we get a lot of stuff here. It still does die to the shock, unfortunately. How many cards was that? That was a lot of cards. Maybe we should just go for the mill plan down. We can eliminate, play Tin Street Dodger. Is that enough to actually win here? Probably not. We kill this, eliminate one of these guys, and play Dodger, shocking ourselves. Do we want to shock ourselves? No, I guess not. Play tap, pass the turn. That was 10 cards right there. That's so fun. So this, honestly, if you ever get that, that's pretty sweet. All right, so kill one Fervent Champion. They can't really dodge around the eliminate. If they still swing in, we know they have something, or they're digging for light up the stage. So it's probably still worthwhile to block, even if they have a pump spell. Yeah, that's fine. Annoying, but fine. Double Robber the Rich, which leaves us 1 card in hand. Ah, man, shocking ourselves hurts so much, but if we can steal good enough stuff off the top of their deck, they're only stuck on 2 lands. We get to take a bunch of damage for the next turn, but then if we can outvalue them, we have a shot here. Light up the stage isn't bad. He plays Rimrock Knight. That's cool. That's cool. Scorcher again. Okay, down to 7. That's definitely not a high life total. Play Island. Play Tin Street Dodger. We're for sure getting a card, right? We get light up the stage. So I guess we swing with both of these guys, hold back the Dodger as a blocker. You can still kill some pretty good stuff. let's try to hit a few things. All right, Scourge Spitter of their own and Bone Crusher. All right, so we can cast the Shock as any color, but we can't do the actual Bone Crusher until later. So let damage go through. So Scorch Spitter. Light up the stage. We can still play that on the next turn, and then we'll stomp. Rimrock Knight's fine. Ember Cleave is the only thing that we're really worried about here. If they do have Ember Cleave, I guess we still kill this. Killing Fervent Champion means that we can do some other things. Alright, I guess it's Rimrock Knight. Yeah. Alright, that was a pretty sweet turn. Oh, Torbrand. No, 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 that's game! Dang it, good game. Ah! Alright, fine. Alright, so yeah, because they got the Torbrand, they had everything. We still played it, I think, the right way. We may have been able to not swing at the other Robber of the Rich. But we were digging for answers. Again, being on the play, on the draw versus the play against Mono Red is such a different game. It's really hard to beat. That's fine. All right, up against Tama 80. And yeah, we can keep this. Can we? Brazen Power, Drown in the Lock does absolutely nothing in this hand. Tin Street Dodger is okay. Like, we're basically keeping this just because Brazen Power is an amazing card. Let's go ahead and mulligan. We can get something a little bit better. No red mana now. So we're keeping this for like the exact same reasons. I don't want to go down any lower. Drop the Lava Coil, pass the turn. We're definitely going to hit red mana because we're on the draw, so it's okay. Totally going to hit red mana. Let's throw out Island, pass the turn. Okay, Stone Coil we can hit just fine. Actually, so remind me, is this converted mana cost? Oh, wait, it doesn't get targeted by block, Drown in the Lock, right? I was gonna say it's converted mana cost 0. We could technically hit it, but protection from multicolored makes it a little bit more difficult. All right, let's see if they go for the Gem Razor play. Migratory Greathorn. Do I let them get the land here? Or do I just bounce both creatures off? I guess we bounce. Yeah, this is not great for us. If we could hit the Robber of the Rich here, that'd be amazing. We'd actually have a decent shot. Ghostly Pilferer is not terrible. Just as a way to draw some more cards. Alright, pass the turn. No interaction in hand. Uh-oh. Yeah, Mutate. A lot of the removal that we have doesn't do quite as well against Mutate. Unless there's more stuff in the graveyard. This is the biggest issue with going 3-color in general, is that every once in a while you're just going to have not very good hand. Alright. Pay 2. That has reach as well. So Robber of the Rich, I think, just to try to steal cards. So we're just going for card draw here. So, actually, let's see. Cancel. Which one do they block? We could still hold up the Drown in the Lock. I can give this disc can't be blocked this turn, which means this definitely dies. That's fine. I think they have to block the Robber and the Rich anyway. Yep, that's fine. So we can get to Terror later. Pass the turn. Migratory Greathorn onto this now is so good. It becomes a very, very big creature. An 8/9. Oh, it's brutal. We do not have the cards to answer this right now. Eliminate would be sweet. We could, if we had Eliminate, would be good. Oh, that's also not good. Go wide or go big?
Fertilizes crops. You're gonna feed the forest. Dare you to stop this?
All right, so they have lethal next turn now. So we're basically just digging for the Eliminate. So we are gonna pay 2 here. Yeah, pay 2. John the Lock doesn't do it. No! No! I guess we could have gone for like Terror of the Peaks as well, but that's game. We just did not find the right interaction. All right, well, we have some rogues. We have interaction. This is a keepable hand. We don't have our payoffs. And I'm kind of recognizing this deck does struggle if it doesn't actually have the payoffs itself. So maybe it is just a deck where we don't run like 10th Street Dodger and play a little bit more like control-y style. The hard part is that you want to be able to thin out your hand in case you find Robber the Rich, you know? You want to be playing a little more aggro because these guys work better in a more aggro style deck. This is kind of an awkward deck overall still. Oh, there's Robber. Ooh, Quench could also be pretty nice, but I think we just go for Lava Quill here. Swing in. Down to 18. Ooh, they don't have cards? Ooh. Now we get to hold up counter spells, which is sweet. Let's go Steam Vents tapped. So attack in. Nothing in the graveyard though, because Lava Quills. So Lava Quill, a little bit awkward, I guess, with this. That's fine. I'd rather quench the actual, like, something else good on the next turn, make him take up their entire turn. So Steam Vents tap, pass the turn. And then we can start getting to Teferi and just kind of outvalue them. Yeah, we can't quite drown in the lock yet, so Teferi, draw. I guess drop Steam Vents. Yes, all right, we got the win. And see, that's what this deck's trying to do, is we're trying to go for that kind of tempo play. We have the early game aggression that can lead into tempo later. And Teferi actually works pretty well with it. Teferi is like the perfect, 4-mana Teferi is the perfect tempo planeswalker. It's so good. Hey Jeff, New Year, found your YouTube and Mardu Dogs, been playing and have a good time with it. Sweet, yeah, the Mardu Dogs was really fun. I've been enjoying that one a lot. Or actually, I didn't do Mardu. I did something else, didn't I? All right, keep this. We have some good interaction. We have all the colors. If we hit lands, we have Rankle, which is pretty sweet. Scooping unhealthy, yeah. All right, pay 2, pass the turn. Make him think about that. What do you flash in or do instant speed for red and black? All right, Thieves. Got a Nissa, that's pretty good. Ooh. Oh man, I wish this was a better color here. How much can I mill over? I don't think quite enough, so swing in. They could have like a quench or something. Let's go ahead and do it now. Holding up the eliminate would be nice, but I want to make sure this doesn't get countered. We can also disrupt them a little bit more. That was a lot of lands off the top. All right, so Teamer Reclamation or Teamer Ramp? All right, so play 10 Street Dodger. This turns these guys into 3/3s. Growth Spiral, that's fine. Yeah, whenever you stack up the Thieves, it's so good. It's so powerful. Like, look at that. That's not too shabby at all. And we still get to hold up a bunch of mana. So please give me land for the Wrinkle to finish them off. Like, this isn't a slow mill. Like, we're milling them pretty quickly here, too. Okay, please give me land. Please, oh please. What's another good thing? Robber of the Rich would also be good. Robber of the Rich or land. Said please. All right, Grazer. We kill you. Just so we can keep getting in damage. All right, well, that's fine. Wrinkles are on the top end. We still get a lot of damage in. Oh, they got Uro. Ugh. That's bad. That's so bad. This is the biggest downside of this deck, is that we can do things like give them Uro. They're down to half their deck already. I mean, they've drawn a few cards and like cultivated, done stuff like that, but still. Yeah, if we had Wrinkle there, I think with the draw, we would have been like 1 point of damage off still. But it's really close. Like, if you can have a hand full of Thieves Guild Enforcers, yeah, this is so quick. Maybe we just go for like a Rakdos version of this and take out the blue. I don't know, Brazen Bar was really good and stuff like that too. I don't know. It's hard to say. All right, they gain life, go up to 7. These have Death Touch, so if they block, it still dies. They get to bring it back again. We can give these guys unblockable. They're still gonna block here either way. So land for Wrinkle still gives us lethal. Yeah, because we have 5 plus, yeah. Please, oh please, oh please. I forgot to bring in Fabled Passage to the deck as well. I sometimes get so excited about a deck that I like just skim through my lands process a little bit. Although Fabled Passage, we don't really want tap lands like ever with this deck, but the mana fixing can be really nice. Oh, what do they have in hand? Could be like a Triome? For card draw. Ooh, Blast Zone would be terrible against us. All 1-drops. Oh, that'd be so brutal. All right, blocker for Wrinkle. Rude. Oh, come on. All right, Ghostly Pilferer. We're just gonna keep milling. Oh, man, more Uros. There is a chance that we could win by going for the mill plan. Do we go aggressive here, or do we try to switch it over? If we find enough creatures, we can do some pretty sweet stuff. Let's see, 4 per turn. They're drawing cards. Can they win before that? They swing with Uro, play the other Uro. They have a lot of life gain. How much can we do here? So I guess we just attack for 1. Yeah, I don't think putting arrows into the graveyard helps that much. Yeah, I think this is all that we do. All right, pass the turn. Come on, land. We're still running 24 lands on the deck too, so we should be able to get to 4 mana pretty consistently. I'm really glad that we've milled over all their blast zones. Or hopefully all of them. Swings in with Uro. Yeah, we'll just take our beats. We want to keep creatures around for now. I guess we could kill it. Yeah, no blocks. Embercleave could also come into this deck fairly well. We go wide pretty quick with decent sized creatures and things that aren't blockable. Or maybe like Raking Claws to make it a little bit cheaper, still have the cycling as well. I'm just trying to think, like, the biggest issue we're running into is not being able to finish out, like, close out the game completely. Alright, cast a spell from anywhere other than their hand, we get to draw a card. That is one side of Ghostly Pilfer I forgot about. Ooh. And taking away the ability to block with it. Interesting. That goes to the graveyard. Yeah, lots of life gain. Lots of sadness. Alright, so we don't want them to get back to Hydrocrisis. If they go for a massive Hydrocrisis, they can close out the game too fast. Like I said. But they're also drawing lots of cards. Alright, there's the land. So Rankle can come in as a blocker. Mill them a little bit. We can Brazen Borrower and then play Brazen Borrower another turn later. I'm trying to think, like, I think that milling them might be the better, like, our best shot right now. Another Uro. We can discard this Rankle or save it for later. Yeah, I don't know what getting in for 2 really does for us here, so just pass the turn. Block Uro, let them draw more cards. We haven't seen anything like Thassa's Oracle or anything like that yet, right? I guess Ugin would be the worst possible thing. I think that we've got him. The big Hydrocrisis definitely didn't help there. They should only have 2 Hydrocrises. That's also not good. Not terrible.
Rise, my elemental friend.
All right, swings in, swings in, swings in. So we don't want to lose our Thieves Guild Enforcers. I think that we chomp and chomp. Take 5 this turn. Let them swing in again with it. Brazen Borrower. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing. We have to keep these guys alive to be able to actually go for the mill game plan. 16. Ah. All right, blue source on top. Crisis X9. All right, that still lets us survive. And they drew a few more cards for us. Okay. That actually kind of does it. We go down to... Man, we're so close. We don't quite have it, unfortunately. So pass the turn. 11 cards left, so we can flash us in, mill them 4 more. So the issue is that they're going to have like 4 cards left after all of this is said and done. We can try to make them go for another big Hydrocrisis, but that's not really going to work. Ugin. This could actually work out okay. Kind of. Except Ugin just does 3 damage to our face, huh? So let's see if they try to do something silly with it, but... Alright, well... We'll show them what we had in hand. Oh, I tapped that wrong anyway. That's fine. Dang it! Ah, they drew into Ugin. I mean, we milled over most of their deck. They still drew so many cards, but like, we had a chance of just getting rid of all the good stuff, right? Yeah, that's fine. All right, up against Lanad, bring it on, Lanad. Yep, keep this. We get Thief. Thief of Sanity is also good. It's the only creature that's not a rogue in our deck, but it's a rogue. It does rogue-like things. It steals people's stuff. The flavor just was too good not to go for. Ginger Brute. Yeah, we're not gonna block. I'm gonna scare him real quick though. Yeah, no block. Okay, pass the turn. Yeah, the Spectre's gonna be fun. Alright, we're gonna wait till the end of the turn to see what we want to bounce. If they go for like Season of Growth or something like that, this will be good. We can actually kill Scavenging Muse right now. Drown in the lock. So just getting rid of that might be worthwhile. Yeah, we'll kill that. Alright, go Thief of Sanity. Thief also fills the graveyard for us and lets us grow the Guild Enforcer soon. Alright, what are we seeing that they're playing? Alright, so this is the pump deck. Stonecoil Serpent, X2 has reach. That's really annoying, but we can eliminate it, swing in, and then still hold up Brazen Barber. Ooh, or that. Alright, so eliminate. Robber of the Rich. Mill them for how much more? Okay, almost there. Swing, swing. Ah, man, no one ever lets us just play our good stuff. That's the thing I keep seeing with this deck, is that we do some pretty sweet stuff. Unfortunately, I called this out at the beginning too. If we mill over Uros, people get to, you know, come back into the game pretty effectively against us. But this deck is consistently doing really cool stuff. It's just not quite consistently winning yet. We're 3-2 or 2-3, so 2 wins, 3 losses. Not quite where we want to be, but if we win one more, we're at 50%. That can definitely get better. We'll see. Scooper. Lame. All right, this is a good hand. Very control-y type of hand. We're gonna try to stick the Thief of Sanity depending what we're up against. This is terrible against mono red though. No. This is like the perfect hand against a more control-y type of deck, or like mid-range. Mono green, this would dominate. But this deck, not so great. Red mana would have been pretty nice. All right, pass the turn. We'll quench something if we really need to. Otherwise, Brazen Bar this as they go to attacks. Slow them down a wee bit. Nothing to fill the graveyard right now, so Adrenaline Lock is completely dead. Yeah, this was a hand where it's like, you don't not keep Quench, double Brazen Bar. Maybe if we're on the draw, actually. Which, that's one thing. I think out of like, this is game number 6, we've been on the play once, I think, in all of these games. And I think we won that game. So Robber has reach. I could try to go for like Thief of Sanity just to have a shot to, because like the stuff that we're playing is not good enough right here. We can bounce again and it does a little bit. If they have shock though, we're really in trouble. Like what can we find that will work here? Wrinkle could be decent as a blocker. Eliminates could be nice. So if we quench something important like a Torbrand here, we have a shot. If they just go with a bunch of small stuff, we can't do much about it. So we're gonna go ahead and play Thief of Sanity. I really think that we're already dead here. Again, on the draw against mono red, like I feel like I never win the draw against mono red, and it's really frustrating sometimes. It's just you're already at like 30% chance of winning against mono red if you're on the draw with almost every deck. And they had the Torbrand, so yeah, I should have held up the quench. I was just figuring that we could maybe find something good there, but what we find? Yeah, nothing. We're done here. Lame. All right, let's go for one last one. All right, up against Carniflex, bring it on. So this is pretty similar to how the last hand was, except now we know we're up against Yorion. I think that we keep this. Eliminate can hit the Teferi. Quench is good in the early game, potentially. Watergrave tapped. We'd like to find red mana. Now we can hold up the Eliminate and Quench. Griffin Airy. Yeah, we quenched that. All right, so this is like an Azorius Control gain life. It might even be Bant. There's a lot of green stuff that gains life as well. All right, pass the turn. We Guard Mage. Eliminate doesn't hit that. Bounce doesn't do very much at all. But we can block it with a Brazen Borrower later, so... Resolve. I think we just eliminate the Charming Prince here while we can. All right, yeah, Azorius Blink. Pretty good with that as well, actually. Ooh. Thief of Sanity, Bounce, try to steal some stuff could be decent. This might make him not attack. Slow down the game a bit. Dang it. Yeah, I think this is the issue with the deck, is that we're seeing that it's really good if you have, what's it called? Thieves Guild Enforcer or Robber the Rich in these opening hands. If you don't, man, it's really struggling. And honestly, like I'm wanting to just like go digging for him, because Brazen Borrower against a Blink deck does basically nothing. Yeah, we can flash it in and kill the Elite Guard Mage, which I guess is worthwhile. Is that better than just getting out Icon of Ancestry and try to get some more value along the way? So go for Rogue. Pass the turn. Oh, we can't actually bounce stuff after this, but again, we don't want to bounce anything in this deck. So Revitalize. Main phase, interesting. If they have another ECD, we'll probably just scoop. We're playing in free play too. Like, we're running up against a lot of pretty competitive decks here. I mean, we're also playing, this has a lot of rares and mythics, which I think that's how they judge everything. All right, pass the turn. Brings back the Charmer. Links the Guard Mage. Yep. That's fine. Yeah, Brazen Bar becomes so dead in these matchups. All right, Quench. That's great. That was beautiful. I dig it. I like it. All right, let's go ahead and activate this. Wrinkle's not bad. We still don't have any red mana either. Oh, come on. Deck. Land isn't bad, but... yeah, go ahead and swing in, try to kill it. I mean, honestly, killing these guys is better than just bouncing them or anything. We're probably gonna let them draw a card still, though. Actually, we can discard here, so... Make him discard, make him... I think we need the card draw pretty desperately here. And it's totally dealing damage to him. Takes the shatter. Alright, pass the turn. I really wish that this could bounce our stuff as well. Seriously. Always have everything. You'd think in an 80 card deck they'd run a lot less smoothly, but no. No. They always have everything. And we have to keep our life total higher at least a little bit. If we can't do this later. All right, activate this. Losing one of them. All right, so Thieves Guild Enforcer. Mill some stuff. The milling plan's not going to work too well against the Yorion deck. We can flash this in and kill the guard mage if they aren't careful, though. There's that. Alright, they have the absorb. Rude. The Charmer's back. Oh, here's the issue. This is gonna get back Dream Trawler, which I really don't know how we beat that. Oof. All right, swinging with the Enforcer. I'm playing this one out just because it's kind of the last one. Yeah, this has just been brutal. Double blocking. It has Death Touch, so we do get to kill both, so that's fine. Revitalize. Yeah, so we would have a shot, except there's Dream Trawler and Archon of Sun's Grace in the graveyard now. ECD is just so powerful. I mean, Archon is less good. It's only when things hit the battlefield, so... I guess we bounce that. They take Icon of Ancestry. Yep. No reason to really stick around here. Man. Keeps almost giving me hope, but Icon's gone. I was debating on bouncing that instead, but we're done here. All right, in the wrap up for this deck, I think overall the deck is really powerful if you get out Thieves Guild Enforcer and Robber the Rich in the opening hand. Having those is busted. It's so powerful. I could see a deck where you don't go for blue instead. Where, like, I was thinking with Brazen Bar, where it'd definitely be worthwhile to be able to have that because it's just a really good card, right? except that a lot of decks kind of play around it right now. There's a lot of stuff that it's still been okay to go for it. So maybe going for a more like Rakdos aggro version with this deck could be really powerful. There's a lot of rogues that are in red and black as well that are pretty powerful, that you can go a little bit more aggressive. Like Orzhov Enforcer is pretty powerful. You know, being able to have Blood Burglar for life link, maybe a little bit more Icon of Ancestry. There's a bunch of different ways and routes that you can go with this deck that can make it really, really fun and powerful. And you can still do lots of cool stuff going the more Rakdos red-black route. So I think adding GRIXIS gave us just enough inconsistency that it made it pretty difficult to actually win the game. At the same time, though, we did sometimes utilize those to kind of win the game for us. Being able to have Teferi helped us win a game. Drawing the Lock works pretty well with Thieves Guild Enforcer and stuff. And so I don't know. I think overall the deck is good. It's definitely not top tier. We kept running up against like top tier decks as we were playing this as well, so that was a little bit frustrating. But they kind of showcased the deck. Like we did cool things with it consistently. The cool things were not quite good enough to win games, but I think there was a little bit of bad luck of just not really getting to play first. I think like very often at all in that stuff in those games. Anyway, overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And we're gonna be jumping into some new stuff here on stream. Thanks so much.